Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Liam Mookie here, and I'm back with another new part of What If Izuku Can Summon Heroic Spirits. This is part 10, and this is the thing I know all of you have been waiting for such a long ass time since I started this. The full set of Izuku's warrior servants. That being ranging from the knight servants and the vassal servants. So yeah, any rate, little recap as it was the final conclusion of the USJ arc, as Izuku and Sigurd became one as that of a pseudo servant. And soon they defeated both Shigaraki, Kurogiri, and the Nomu single-handedly together. However, once the fusion ended, Izuku was on the verge of death due to his mana levels basically dropping drastically after using fusion once, with soon being saved by Nightingale before being sent to the hospital and was taken care of. With that, soon all of his servants were debating on how to make sure that Izuku doesn't use his fusion ability all willy-nilly, and they decide to use that of a time limit. Izuku now has to train even more than before to handle his new magecraft. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? As 2 days have now gone by, as UA was temporarily closed for a bit due to, the attack at the USJ, all courses alongside the hero course had to be away from the school. It was also during this time that the police needed to focus on an investigation on wondering on how the villains, or rather the League of Villains, was able to break in. But with all that taken care of, they're still focusing on the investigation on the League of Villains though, but see them as that of a minor priority or a minor threat against UA. As for those in Class 1A, they are back in business as well. However, there's only one thing that's missing, and that being, Izuku, as he is still under, medical leave, and UA even, insisted that Izuku still takes this time to rest up, given what happened at the USJ. With that, classes are still the same, but not the same at the same time without the Greenette and his heroic spirits basically commenting or being around. With soon Ochako saying, "I'm kind of worried for Deku since he's not here." With soon Ida saying, "I agree. Not only that Midori is our class rep, it's just that he did so much to help us. I'm worried that the school is going to expel him, even though he did everything he could to help us." With soon Kirishima making a comment saying, "I think we're overreacting. I mean, it's true that Midoriya is in the hospital, but still, he did everything he could. I think the teachers just wanted him to focus on recovering, that's all." With soon Momo commenting saying, "I agree with Kirishima. All we can do is hope. And if the teachers will allow us alongside the hospital, we can all go see how Midoriya is doing after school." With soon Jiro saying, "Good idea, Yaomo." With then Bakugo getting somewhat annoyed that everybody's worried about Izuku, but even so, he's more annoyed at the fact that Izuku was the one who they say that he was the one who defeated the League of Villains alongside his quirk. And that's the thing that truly pisses him off, that it felt like he didn't even do shit to help in any way, even though he's the one that defeated villains all by himself. With then soon, as Bakugo continued gritting his teeth and clenching his fist in pure rage and anger, with then the door soon sliding open, as it being Aizawa, with thanks to Sigurd's constant interference he was doing okay. With Su saying, Mr. Aizawa, are you doing okay, sir? Saying, I think it's not me you should all still be worrying about. With soon, Ochako spoke up saying, is Deku okay? With soon, Aizawa saying, Midoriya is just fine. He's still recovering. He just found out that he just left the hospital today, and he's currently at home right now. With hearing this, many of those in the classroom couldn't help but feel somewhat that of relief. With even Momo, alongside Jiro, Ida, and Ochako as well. Within, Kaminari couldn't help but say, "Oh, saying I'm so glad. I mean, to be honest, I gotta thank the guy for asking one of his quirks to save my life. I don't know what would I do." With soon, Jiro saying, still whining like a little bitch as always. With saying, hey, you don't have to be mean. With soon, Mineta saying, I still got words to say about him in one of his quirks. But to be honest, I can forgive him at least a little bit, as long as, well, as he continues remembering the shape and fondness of Sky Hatch's, body. With soon Momo, who's behind Mineta, couldn't help but feel somewhat disgusted at looking at the grape-haired pervert of Class 1A. With soon Aizawa saying, now, quiet down. I just want to tell you that your fight isn't over just yet. Within hearing this, many of them began to tense up a little bit. With soon Mineta getting out of his perversion thoughts saying, Are we gonna be fighting more villains again? But what does that mean? With soon Aizawa saying, the UA Sports Festival is coming up, so you all need to prepare. With then hearing this, everybody actually have that of a calm relief over their face before soon jumping up in that of joy and excitement that the UA Sports Festival was coming. With soon Momo saying, but sir, doesn't the sports festival always comes out in the next 2 months or so? Why we'll speed it up a lot faster for next month instead? With soon Aizawa explaining that the UA Sports Festival is too important. Originally, the public wanted us to cancel it all entirely given the attack. However, we can't allow that. So, Principal Nezu and many of us UA faculty members decided to speed it up and allow it to begin a little bit earlier than before. Not only that, the main reason why we can't cancel it is because of the drafts and how important it is for many of you. With soon Tokiyami saying, the drafts basically for pro heroes to invite new upcoming heroes to their agencies as sidekicks. With soon Konar saying, yeah, I remember that. A lot of people start out as sidekicks at certain agencies, and if they making that an appearance, they can actually become get higher and higher in the ranks, right? With soon Jiro saying, that is true, but there are some people who don't even be able to make it out of sidekick status and miss their chance so many times, and they stay a sidekick. Possibly what you're going to be, Kaminari. Saying, hey, seriously, low blow. With soon Ochako saying, oh, Mr. Aizawa, can we tell this to Deku as well? I mean, I believe he needs to know about this. With soon Aizawa saying, sure, go ahead. We were already planning on telling Miss Midoriya to remind Midoriya about this anyway. So if you want to give out your own 2 cents about it as well to him, then be fine. With soon this, a few people in Class 1A can help but nod at this. Just letting you all know, you'll have at least 2 weeks of no school to prepare for the UA Sports Festival. So take your time and work hard. So don't let everything you do go to waste. Is that understood? With hearing that, everybody agrees and screams, yes, sir. However, little do they know, they were being spied on by a certain red-haired ninja in his casual clothes attire, with soon his amber eyes basically shone with him having that of a childish smirk on his face before disappearing into the shadows. With Izuku, he's still on the beach as his body is still pretty bandaged up, but he's able to move around thanks to the healing treatment of Nightingale. However, right now he's just focusing on trying to get his body back into shape a little bit, especially with the new influx of mana coming from his body, given that his magic circuit's just been unsealed after all, which means he needs both his bones, muscles, nervous system, and joints to get used to the new influx of mana, given that he didn't have a lot to begin with soon Nobunaga alongside Sky Hatch being his current drill instructors, with soon them keep screaming, go, get moving. No point of slacking off, you green-haired shrimp, as Nobunaga's the one screaming this, with Sky Hatch basically running alongside Izuku, as she doesn't even look winded or tired or exhausted one bit. With soon she's saying, just keep moving, Izuku, keep working. Once you have that of a better feeling of your new body and power, we can start with your magecraft once again, saying, I got it, I understand, just give me a little bit more time, that's all. With soon Sigurd alongside Shaba are basically on the sides right about now as they continue looking at all of this, with then Sigurd saying, Shaba, tell me, how far is Izuku needing to go to get used to his magic circuits? Saying, not too far. Oh, running is a good way to get used to a body like that. And doing a little bit of push-ups and sit-ups too helps as well. All we need to do is just build up his stamina, and that's all we need right now. Saying, that's good to hear. Also, now that he has a higher point of his magic circuits, do you think him using magecraft won't drain his mana as much as before? Saying, well, that depends on him. After all, projection is still a high-ranking magicraft skill after all. Not to mention elemental magic as well. So finding out, and given that he's skilled in 2 elements, that's still pretty overwhelming for a kid his age. Even with my amazing and adorable tutelage, with soon Sigurd couldn't help but say, seriously, Shaba, saying, okay, I'll be serious. As she soon has that of a serious look on her instead of her typical cheerful look, with saying all he needs to do is just get used to his new form of magic. Once he has a better form of stamina, we can move on to magecraft. Then after that, we can get back to that of combat training. And then after that, we can soon get back to him being able to summon a heroic spirit. With soon Sigurd saying, actually, that's what I was hoping you would bring up. With soon she looking at the saber class servant, with saying, what do you want, descendant of Odin? I want Izuku to summon another heroic spirit. Saying, what? You're insane. Saying, remember, he now has a higher form of mana. His prana points have gotten higher, and his magic circuits have been fully opened. That means he can basically be able to summon things a lot more better than he could before. Remember, when he first summoned Nobunaga and Kojiro at the same time, it drained him entirely. And not only that, 2 of us had to stay in spirit form. Then when he summoned you, it barely drained him. And honestly, because of that, half of us always had to stay in spirit form, while the other half got to spend time with him. I think some of us are starting to get tired of the fact that we can't stay, that we can't stay in spirit form unless we want to drain him of his mana constantly. With soon Shaba saying, okay, I get it. So the best test we can see how much mana he has is see if he can pass out from whence he summons a new servant. I get it. Saying, good, now you do. Besides, we have Nightingale on the side. In case any of his, magic circuits or prana points become too low, she can heal him right up. With soon Nightingale hearing this saying, as much as I would love to always protect and patch up the commander, I don't want him doing anything too reckless, just so he can test his limits. I may be a heroic spirit and a berserker class servant at that, but I still have my sanity and my duties as a nurse. So if any of you plan on doing something harmful to the commander, who is also still my patient as he's recovering, with soon her crimson eyes began glowing pure red as they began to admit a bloodlust that is truly worthy of her berserker class servant status. It's saying, then none of you will be knowing what it truly feels like to be hurt by somebody who knows every weak point of the human anatomy, human or heroic spirit otherwise. With seeing this, both caster and servant class servants couldn't help but feel somewhat nervous at that threat. With Sigurd basically clearing his throat, saying, that is well taken advice of. With soon Izuku, Sigurd saying, hey, Izuku, you can stop training now. Sky Hatch, Nobu. With soon Nobu stopped shouting while Sky Hatch just basically stopped casually running right next to Izuku. With soon Izuku goes to his knees, with then soon trying to catch his breath, saying, are we finally done? Because I think I've been running for about an hour or so. With soon Skyhead saying, I wouldn't say an hour. With Izuku looking at his Lancer class servant / teacher, saying, about at least 50 minutes. With soon Izuku's eyes widening, saying, even so, that's still pretty long even for me. With soon Nobu saying, suck it up, Buttercup. You're a lot better than you were before. Any rate, what do you want, Sig? With soon Sigurd saying, wait until Izuku gets his breath back, and then I'll explain. About 10 minutes later, Nobu soon shouted, saying, are you out of your damn mind? With soon Sigurd saying, it's just a test. That's all. If Izuku feels exhausted or tired from the summon, then we all go into spirit form as always. But saying, and if he summons a heroic spirit cycle enough to do something to him? With then Shaba saying, don't need to worry. Most of the heroic spirits that are too dangerous, being that of a caster or an assassin class servant, are basically locked, given that both I and Kotaro are still here. All that remains for him is to summon that of a rider class servant. Nothing more, nothing less. With soon Nobu saying, there are still plenty of psychotic rider class servants out there. Just because that there are a lack of them doesn't mean that there isn't. With soon Nightingale saying, she's not completely wrong. He was lucky that he didn't get a psychopath that was a berserker class servant and just got me instead. Because most berserkers have to contact through their master through their mind, since with the immense strength and power that they gain as a berserker class servant, they lose the ability to talk and speak without normal means. With soon Shaba saying, I am aware, and so is Sigurd. But like Sigurd said, there's nothing we need to worry about. Within, Nobunaga still not completely convinced, soon looks at Skyhatch saying, Skyhatch, back me up here. You're a teacher. You have taught the best of servants and heroes throughout history. You should know that you can't push a student too damn far. With soon Sky Hatch crossing her arms around her massive bust, with soon saying that is true. You can't over push a student or any human being. If you do, they'll break, not just physically, but also mentally as well. With then Nobu saying, ha! Then with soon Nightingale, Sky Hatch soon saying, but this is Izuku's decision. What do you wish, Master? Do you wish to summon your last heroic spirit? Or do you want to wait until you fully recovered, both body and mind, and spiritually as well? With soon, Izuku began thinking this through, as he soon takes his time. With then, soon Izuku saying, I want to test it out. With soon, everybody was shocked and surprised, with the Nobu saying, are you serious, Izu? With saying, Nobu, I get it. You're worried. And I understand. Hell, just thinking about summoning somebody in my conditioning just seems kind of, well, psychotic. And a bit crazy as well. Saying, not to mention idiotic and stupid too. Saying, yeah, I know. So, that's why I've decided, once I summon my heroic spirit, I will take it back. I won't take any time needed for the spell circling and the ritual of summoning. And if anything goes crazy, and if I get a crazy heroic spirit, I know 1 to 2 of you can handle it. After all, I trust you guys. With then hearing this, many of them couldn't help but feel happy at the words of Izuku's trust in them. With soon Nobu huffing, but soon smiling, saying, okay, fine. Let's get it over with. With that, they soon begin the summoning, as then they circle around Izuku, as then Izuku places his left hand up and soon uses his right hand to grab onto to stabilize his left hand. Little did he know, a spell circle begins appearing. As it soon begins to spin, somebody begins to emerge from the spell circle. With then the light begins to grow into that of a massive tower. With soon many other heroes who see this begin thinking, is somebody using their quirk without permission? With saying, I believe that's somewhere out in the city. I think it's near that of a new family home, actually. Saying, ugh, so rich. So it's on private land and property. You can't really do anything as long as it doesn't interfere with innocent people's lives. With that, the random heroes began to just go on their patrols once again. However, a few heroes still look at the light, as a certain flaming hero wearing that of a blue suit with that of a beard made out of fire and crimson red hair, as this being Enji Todoroki, aka Endeavor, the number 2 hero of Japan, saying, that light, where the hell? With soon. Also, a few people from UA also are heading to Izuku's place as well and see the bright light as well. With then Ochaki saying, whoa, what's that? Is it some kind of villain attack? With then Ida saying, hopefully, let's hope that Midori is okay on the way there, as they're currently riding on a bus. But it's not just Ida and Ochako, but also Momo, Kaminari, Jiro, Ojiro, and Mina as well. As Kirishima wanted to tag along too, but he wanted to focus. But after hearing the multiple declarations of war towards Class 1A, he wanted to focus more on training alongside everyone else in Class 1A as well. As now the light begins to die down, with soon Sigurd saying, Izuku, to you, saying, I'm still good. I don't feel too exhausted. With soon Skyhead saying, well, I'm guessing that proves it. With soon Nobu basically scoffs, before turning, saying, well, just beginner's luck, but as long as Izuku is fine, that's all that matters. With then, Nightingale goes over to Izuku, inspects his body, and soon looks into his eyes, his hair, his ears, and soon even feels his magic circuits, saying, he's fine, perfectly okay. With soon Izuku getting blushed with being, well, touched all over by that of a mature woman, even it being the angel Chimera, and she was just doing her job. As they soon look at the figure that just came from the new throne of heroes, as this person is wearing that of a black, well, cybernetic outfit, and even a black mask, before the visor begins to glow blue, with soon everybody getting off guard, except Sigurd saying, huh, so you summoned him, it seems. With then saying, I'm guessing you must be my new master by any chance. Is that true? Saying, yeah, I am. Who are? Within, the mask soon begins to mecha shift down into that of the shoulder blades of the suit, as appears that of a handsome, good-looking, pretty boy man with that of short silver hair, having that of blue eyes, with soon saying, my name is Odysseus, the hero of the Trojan War and champion of the goddess Athena. What do you wish from me, my master? With soon Izuku saying, Odysseus, whoa, I got that big of a legend here? With soon Odysseus walks over to Izuku and kneels down, saying, I am a rider class servant. I'm in your care, my master. As he lowers his head, with soon Izuku saying, oh, no, none of that. You could ask, and you don't have to always call me master. My name is Izuku Midoriya. It's a pleasure, Odysseus. With soon saying, likewise, master. Or Master Izuku, I should say. With then soon Shaba saying, and there we go. Izuku is not exhausted, not tired, and given Nightingale is always thorough when it comes to her examinations, we're completely fine. With soon Sigurd saying, see, nothing to worry about. That proves that Izuku's mana levels are getting really higher than before. With soon Nobu saying, okay, I guess we don't really need to worry about this broccoli-haired dork anymore as much as we should do. With Nobu pretend punching Izuku's gut, as Izuku getting somewhat embarrassed. With then Shaba saying, I think we should. With then Shaba looking at Sky Hatch, saying, Sky Hatch, why the portal isn't closed yet? The spell circle to the throne of heroes isn't closing. With soon everybody's eyes widening. With then soon they look at Izuku's arms as they realize that he did gain another command seal, which should be Odysseus. However, little do they know, he has another command seal as well, as it's on his left shoulder. With soon Nightingale saying, Master, you only summoned one servant, right? Saying, that was my attempt. Yes, Nightingale? With then Sky Hatch preparing her gay bogue, with soon saying, it seems our master is summoning another heroic spirit. And it was with soon the spell circle continues spinning and spinning, as soon the pillar of blue light appears once again. However, it soon shortly turns red. With then everybody completely gets overwhelmed and surprised, as then this is having that a malevolent feeling, a feeling of pure, unadulterated rage and anger and hatred. With soon that somebody begins to emerge from the spell circle portal as it almost looks monstrous, like that of scaly claws. With soon a leg appears as it also has that of scales as well. With soon as then another more figures begin to come out as it looks like multiple snake heads that almost look like that of tentacles actually. With then a torso and upper chest begins to appear as it seems female, and then coming out as it being that of a beautiful and stunning woman. However, her hair is that of periwinkle purple, and and linking down to the hair is that of the serpent-like snakes, monster snakes to it. With soon she having that of a long tail that's snake-like. But soon she uses the snake-like tail as that of a seat for her. With then she soon says, "My name is Medusa, or rather Gorgon, as they say. My class is Avenger. So I'm guessing I was summoned from the Grail, or rather the Throne of Heroes, as a servant. So, who is my master?" As soon the tall like woman having that of a glare of death towards all of the heroic spirits. However, when she glazes her eyes onto Izuku, she couldn't help but feel somewhat calm, relieved, but also happy at the same time. With soon, each of the servants began to prepare for battle as Sigurd prepares using his incomplete grail, Shaba preparing her smoke lanterns, Nobunaga preparing both her sword and her muskets, alongside Nightingale preparing with her weapon, with her fist. Within, Kojiro finally shows up, saying, "Sorry I'm late. I just wanted to tell you, Master Izuku, that," with soon turning around and seeing Gorgon, saying, "Oh, Medusa Gorgon, is she the new servant?" With soon Izuku saying, "No, actually, that would be him, but it seems like she's a servant too. Avenger class, actually?" Saying, "I see." And she's giving, with soon looking at the snake-like monster woman, with soon Kojiro preparing one of his kunais, with soon saying, "I'm guessing we should get to this, shall we?" With soon Izuku steps in between all of his heroic spirits, between them and Gorgon, and saying, "Please don't hurt her. She's our servant, our comrade, right? We shouldn't." With soon Sigurd saying, "Don't be fooled, Izuku. She is a monster. She may be a heroic spirit in that of the Avenger class, but when it comes to Avenger class servants, they're unpredictable. They're quite, manipulative and evil. They don't care about anything but themselves and satisfying their rage." With soon Shaba saying, "I have to agree with Sigurd on this one. She's dangerous. She may be under your command, but that would mean she would have to use up almost all of your command seals to make sure she doesn't do anything evil or despicable to hurt somebody. It's that very reason we need to make sure that we take care of her now. Hopefully, you'll get at least a lot more controllable Avenger class servant than her." With then Odysseus can say, "So this is the great Medusa Gorgon. I mean, I remember us working together in Chaldea, but facing against you in person. Now this should be fun. Truly a task of a great hero." With soon his suit, as his black suit begins to prepare, with that of energy begins to come from the suit itself. With then Izuku saying, if you attack her, then you attack me as well. With soon Medusa saying, what? With then Skyhead saying, Izuku, what are you? She is I can't let you guys hurt her just because you can't trust her. I mean, didn't you guys say you're from Chaldea, right? A time where you all work together to save the world and humanity constantly over and over again? You all had to put away your differences to make sure that that everyone didn't die. So tell me, are you willing to hurt her, to attack her, even though after you put away all of your differences? With soon hearing this, every last one of them look at each other and then look at Izuku. With soon Odysseus saying, I made the right call answering this call of a new master. I say, it may be a downside that I can't fight her, but I'm okay with that. As he soon gets out of his battle stance, and then his helmet soon disappears back, showing his face once again. Soon, Sigurd saying, I guess I should trust you more, Izuku. As he gets out of his battle stance as well, and puts away Grand. Within, both Shaba and Nightingale settle down too. But soon, Nobunaga getting annoyed at this, saying, fine, but she is your responsibility, Izuku. Just remember that. With then Shaba doing well as the living smoke clouds soon disappear back into her lantern. With then soon she's saying, all right, I hope you're ready to take care of somebody like her, Izuku. With then Izuku saying, I will. With soon looking at the massive snake woman once again, saying, it's a pleasure to meet you, Medusa, Gorgon, Avenger. What would you like me to call you? With soon Medusa couldn't help but soon just scoffs and saying, call me whatever you wish. I could care less. Saying, okay, how about Medusa? I mean, it's a beautiful name after all. With soon Medusa began to blush hearing that her name is beautiful by somebody. But soon Izuku began blushing saying, but I mean, it's not that you're not beautiful either. I mean, you may be a snake. I mean, I would be judging and persecuting somebody for a mutation quirk if I didn't. I mean, I think Suyu is just as beautiful as she has that of a frog mutation quirk. But with Izuku begins stuttering and his face begins getting so red that steam begins coming from his ears. With soon Nobunaga and Sigurd alongside Kojiro go to Izuku and saying, deep breaths, Izuku, deep breaths, calm yourself. You're just overthinking things as always. With soon Gorgon or Medusa actually shrinks down to normal form and then gets off of her tail and then walks over. With soon she looks at Sky Hatch saying, so Queen of Shadows, is this how our master always acts? With Sky Hatch applying saying, most definitely yes, but over time you will learn to love it, because to be honest, I can't help but love that dork of a boy after all. With soon Gorgon couldn't help but look at Skyhead saying, are you falling in? Is he one of your students by any chance? Saying, yes. Saying, I think I understand why you care so much about him. With soon saying, what is that supposed to mean? Greek abomination. With saying, I think you understand what it means. With then soon Odysseus going over saying, this is gonna be quite fun, I have to say. I may not be with my beloved, still not, but even so, things are gonna become quite interesting in this new era that we live in. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. Also, how do you guys like Izuku's new servants. He finally has a rider class servant, and that being Odysseus. And if any of you have noticed, Odysseus may not be a grand class servant of the rider class because that's already taken, but he's on that. But he is a strong candidate. But he was a strong candidate and user of being a grand class servant. So yeah. And if you guys have seen his noble phantasms, then you guys know that this guy is not to scoff at after all. Plus, he's considered to be one of the best tacticians that isn't that of a archer or caster class servant. So yeah. As for Medusa Gorgon, I mean, you guys voted for her because I was having a hard decision on choosing who Izuku's Avenger class servant should be, and you all chose Gorgon, which I'm not surprised that you all chose Medusa because it's Medusa, one of the biggest fan favorite servants in the Fate series. And I know what some of you might be thinking, why not choose Jolter? Why not choose Avenger Jolter? Because that choice is just too damn obvious after all. So there's that too. Any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload. Also check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, and Patreon. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Yamuki, signing out. Later guys, and take care. Shiro Kutsune, finish it off, my lovely lady.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!